Guys, something extremely disturbing allegedly happened in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, and Nigerians are seriously reacting online. So, according to reports, operative of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, popularly known as EFCC, stormed the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital in what many witnesses described as commando-style operation. Now, here is where the story gets intense. The person at the center of the drama is Professor Eyo Ekpe, a cardiothoracic surgeon and a senior official at the hospital. Reports claimed EFCC operative entered the hospital premises and attempted to arrest him over an investigation connected to a medical report linked to a fraud suspect. But according to doctors and hospital workers, things allegedly turned violent. Eyewitnesses claimed Professor Ekpe was dragged, assaulted, handcuffed, and taken away alongside other hospital staff. Some reports even alleged that tear gas and gunshots were fired inside the hospital environment, causing panic among patients, nurses, and workers.
This is a hospital. University of Uyo Teaching Hospital. This is happening in a hospital.
Now, imagine being a patient in a hospital and suddenly hearing shouting, gunshot, and seeing people running for safety. Just imagine that. Well, videos and eyewitnesses reports online say medical staff abandoned wards while patients and visitors fled the scene in fear. Now, the Nigerian Medical Association in Akwa Ibom did not take this thing lightly. The association strongly condemned the operation and accused the EFCC of violating the sanctity of the hospital environment. They even threatened a 1 billion lawsuit against the agency over the alleged assault and emotional damage caused to staff and institution. And it didn't stop there. Doctors and health workers reportedly began an indefinite strike action in protest, demanding justice and accountability.
We are going to show them that yes! As a consequence of that, in contact with the hierarchy of the state, in contact with the enemy, we are shutting down this premise.
But here is the other side of the story. The EFCC denied assaulting anyone. According to the commission, they were only trying to verify a medical report connected to an ongoing fraud case after allegedly sending letters to the hospital without getting a response. The agency claimed its officers were attacked by hospital staff and they acted professionally during the operation. So Nigerians are divided online now. Some people believe the EFCC crossed the line by carrying out such an operation inside the hospital, which I'm among those people. Others are saying nobody should obstruct an investigation, no matter who is involved. But honestly, the biggest concern people seem to have right now is this: should armed operation involving tear gas and force ever happen inside the hospital where sick patients are receiving treatment? That question alone has sparked serious debate across social media. As of now, Professor Ekpe has reportedly been released, but tension is still high, and many people are waiting to see whether the EFCC or the Medical Association will take the matter further legally.
It was easy to write a response for EFCC, and I did that on Monday, which was 11th of April 2026. 11th of May 2026. And on 12th of May 2026, that was yesterday, in the morning, the EFCC personnel came into my office and they introduced himself. He came alone, introduced himself, and told me that he was coming to collect that response. I told him that the response was ready in drafts. I showed him the draft, I showed it to him. And he saw it, and I told him that what was left was for me to show to my chief medical director, who is the chief executive officer of this institution, before I would put it on it would be printed on letter-headed paper stamped and signed and handed over to him. He pretended to have accepted that because he went out of my office barely 2 minutes after. He came in again, but this time around with another personnel holding gun. And he told me that I was under arrest. I asked him why. I was not the one that issued the medical report. My name is not on the medical report. The report was not issued from my unit. And I'm not a criminal, I'm not a suspect. And the organization did not address the letter to me. So why am I under arrest? He said, when you get to office, you will say all that. I said, okay, can you wait for my office staff I sent on errand to come back to office before I join you? They said, no, you cannot wait. They started pushing me. They dragged me out of the office. And when they dragged me out of the office to the walkway, I started crying. And people that heard the cry came. Hospital staff that heard the cry came. And they said I must be, the EFCC operative said I must not say anything. I must not make call. I must not say anything. I must not answer calls. And so when people heard my cry and came to the scene, and of course they had prevented me from saying anything. So I could not say that, I could not tell the hospital, my colleagues in the hospital that came that these are EFCC personnel, because they had said I should not talk. They were holding gun behind and in front of me. They were dragging me. So that was what happened at that point. So many staff came and they prevented them from taking me out, and the protector was locked. They phoned, the FCC personnel phoned their office for what they call reinforcement. And it wasn't a long time after their call, I saw many masked and armed men came violently, broke the protector, threatened the people that were around, and people ran away, and they beat some staff that were still by me, and they dragged me and the other staff, 5 of us, into their van. They dragged and pushed us into their van downstairs. And by the time they started driving, they discovered that the gates of the hospital were locked. So they drove towards the gate and parked, and the commotion continued. We were inside the van. I was so emotionally and psychologically traumatized that I refused to really look out at a lot of things that happened, but of the things that were conspicuous were tear gas that were fired and people ran away, and also live bullets were shot. That is the aspect of the narrative that I want to make.
Anyways, what do you think about this whole situation? Did the EFCC go too far, or were they simply doing their job? Drop your opinion in the comments and don't forget to subscribe.